here we have quite an interesting computer. This is the ThinkPad I series 1200. And the interesting thing about these computers is that they weren't actually manufactured by IBM. The I series was actually manufactured by Acer, but they were rebranded as IBM machines, and likewise they don't necessarily have entirely IBM features. Like this is not an Ultra Bay. This is just a CD drive. The port selection is not necessarily what you'd expect to find on a ThinkPad. Like, there's no serial to be found. Yeah. And yeah, these are really interesting little machines. And this one in particular has a bit of an issue if you haven't already noticed. It's basically like this entire hinge is busted. Yeah, and I bought it this way because I thought it'd be a neat restoration project. But as you can see, like parts of the screen are separating, and yeah, it's overall in pretty rough shape. And actually up here, I have just a screenshot of the spec sheet, and what this has. This is the 1200 11U, which is type 1161 11U, and its processor is a 550 megahertz Celeron. Came standard with 32 megabytes of RAM. I'm not sure if that's what this has, but you know, I assume it is stock, but I can check that in a little bit. This has a 12-inch high performance addressing SVGA display, so that means it is 800 by 600, and high performance addressing is a type of passive matrix display. The CD or DVD-ROM drive is 24x 10x, I assume that's read-write speed. CD comes standard with the modem. Optional Ethernet, which this does not have. 2-spindle design, which I can only assume refers to the hinge design. And it was available in September of 2000. So yeah, that's a pretty basic overview of the stock specs for the system. I was messing with the battery earlier, but I'm not entirely sure I got it in all the way correctly. One easy way you can tell this is a ThinkPad is the fact that it's at the hinge broken. The way it did. Like, I don't think standard ThinkPad designs would break like that. But anyway, I assume this is the memory, so let's yes, this is the memory. Oh, yeah, this is upgraded. Let's see if I can get this out. But this is a 128 megabyte SODIMM. So, yeah, single data rate SODIMM. So, yeah, is this machine max? Does this, let's see, memory, 32 or 64 megabyte standard, 160 or 192 megabyte max. So this came with 32 megabytes of RAM. 128 plus 32. Yeah, this machine is maxed at 160 megs. So that's pretty cool. But anyway, and it has no hard drive in it. It came with no hard drive. There's and I'm pretty sure the battery is basically toast. Oh, one more way you can tell this isn't necessarily a true ThinkPad or an IBM manufactured ThinkPad. Windows key. It was only with the beginning of Lenovo's ThinkPads that that Windows keys started being included on systems. Well, first-party systems. So anyway, I want to see if I can get this to boot something. And the challenging thing is, I already tried to boot a CD, and it didn't work. Like, the CD drive just, it didn't even sound like it was trying to read. It was just like blinking. The light was just blinking. So I'm gonna try a USB floppy drive, and this is very appropriately a an IBM branded USB floppy drive. And now, while I don't think this supports USB boot, I did read that USB floppy drives were an optional accessory for these models. So here's a DOS boot disk. I'm pretty sure this is MS-DOS 7. It's whatever Windows 7 puts on boot disks when you tell it to make an MS-DOS boot disk. But so, I just put in the drive. Let's see if this boots. And if it doesn't boot it automatically, then I can always select it. Oh, well, what do you know? That actually worked. I was actually not expecting that. Yeah, so yeah, I think Windows 9X generally uses DOS 7 as its base. And yeah, this is just a very basic, do we get type? Looks like we do, but it does not display anything. So anyway, yeah, so we know that works, which makes my next part of the plan very easy. So yeah, I will, I'll be back in a moment to demonstrate that. So here we are on my T42P, and my idea is this. Let me just remove my DVD drive. Essentially the idea is I use this hard drive and put all the installation files I need on here, boot from the disk, start the Windows 98 installer, and then that way I can really just, install from the hard disk I want to install to. And there are two reasons why I'm partitioning it. And as first, to make sure the files stay, as they need to. But also because Windows 98 doesn't like partitions above a certain amount of above a certain size. So let's just open up disk management. Okay. And this is an old Macintosh disk, so it is definitely. So yeah, there's no way it would be recognized by Windows 7. Let's see. 9588 divided by 2. Let me just pull out a calculator. 4794. Okay. I'll just name it 98. And format is FAT32. And next, and this will be 98 install. Next, finish. Okay, let's try this again. Let's just leave a little bit of space. Apparently thinks E is still taken. There we go. And ideally I would use an SSD for this, but I don't have any extra SSDs, so and there we go. Oh, it format as I need this FAT32. And there we go. So I can exit out there. I'll go and copy these two folders over. Copy. Paste. And I love how you can do this with 7-zip. You can actually look inside of ISOs. And let's see, I actually forget what what folder exactly I need to put on the drive is, I think it's the Win98 folder. You know, I'm double checking as I'm talking, but yeah, I think it's Windows 98 folder, because essentially I just need all the files for Windows 98 to install. I believe I need to run Smart Drive first. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like I'll just copy the entire thing, but I'm pretty sure the Win98 folder is primarily what I need. Copy to let's see, computer 98 install, make the folder. I'll just 98 CD. Okay. And I'll come back when this is done. Okay, so we now have the hard drive ready, and there's the carrier for the hard drive, and there's the adapter. So first, let's mount the hard drive in the carrier, which is really just as simple as putting that in there and screwing in this one screw, which is obscured by my hand. There we go. You know, now that I think about it, I'm not sure we've actually done any Windows 98 installs on this channel. And then just sorry, my leg just cramped from standing in a weird position. But essentially, then there, the adapter's on. Now it's time to figure out where the hard drive goes, because oh, I think it's right there. I think it's right here where the hard drive goes. Sorry for bumping the tripod. You know, this would make the most sense. Yeah. There we go. And then I'm not sure if that piece is supposed to be broken off or not. Like, if it's supposed... I'm not sure if that's broken or if there's supposed to be that little part there that's taken out to make it easier. I assume it's broken, though. But anyway... let's reconnect the floppy drive and have a look at our handiwork to see if this works. And reconnect power. You know, it'd be funny if it just booted off of the hard drive, but I assume that it won't be that simple. Yeah, I don't think it'll be that simple, because the Windows 98 boot disk is, or the Windows 98 install CD isn't actually bootable. this is DOS, not Unix. Okay. And so that means, there we go. So let's just CD into 95 CD, or 98 CD. And there we go. You know, this is actually my first time installing Windows 98 on actual hardware, which is pretty amazing, honestly. See, Windows is fine. Let's see. Let's just install everything. Just, well, everything it allows us to install. Just because it would be fun. Let's see. All the screensavers. Accessibility. All the desktop themes. Can I just like... Yes. Only thing I don't think I'll install is multi-language support. And WebTV is not a thing anymore, so I want to install that. But other than that, next. 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 Fresh floppy, it will get a fresh floppy. This time it'll be a yellow one. Yeah, this might take a while. Not an incredibly long time, but also I don't want to bore you, so I'll be back after it finishes the startup disk. Well, it is finished, so I'll remove the disk and hit OK. And now it's starting to copy files. And chances are this will not take super long because it's copying from one partition to the other, but, you know. Please sit and relax while Windows 98 copies files to your computer. During this automated installation process, you'll learn more about some of the enhancements to Windows 98 and a few of its exciting new features. After Windows 98 is installed, you're invited to take the Discover Windows 98 tours to learn more. Anyway, I will be back soon, but, yeah. I actually had my doubts about this process working, but I'm really happy it worked. So, I'm not sure if you caught that, but it just rebooted. And so now it should be booting into, yeah, Windows 98 first time setup. Which honestly, this is really cool. I've never done Windows 98 installs on real hardware before. I've never really had the hardware to do it. And I'll just go ahead and turn that off. Let's see, I accept. I'll be right back. I just need to type in the product key. Okay. So now I'll go through drivers and stuff. Nothing really all that interesting. I'll come back when it's finished and at the desktop. So here we are at the Windows 98 desktop, and as you can probably see, there are no drivers. No drivers at all. Which is perfectly fine, because one of the things that I put is one of the things I put on this second partition is you know, just driver installers. So I plan to get that all installed and stuff, and I'll be back when I, you know, just have this laptop fully configured. It's getting pretty formulaic for my computer setup videos now, but it's a formula that works. Anyway, see you then. So, just a small update. This is almost all set up. All I need to do now is get network card drivers. Now, if you're wondering why it is currently recording audio with a messed up user interface, that is because I currently have no way to get the network card drivers onto this computer. Long story short, don't want to pull the hard drive again, and this has no serial. I'm too cheap to buy a parallel cable. So what I'm actually doing is using the Kansas City Standard, or KCS, of audio encoding, or data encoding, to essentially, I converted the file I want to transfer to wave using a specific program, and now I'm transferring that over audio cable to this computer, which is recording it. And so, yeah, this is incredibly convoluted, probably a really dumb idea, but that's what I do best. And also I'm too cheap to buy parallel cable, which would make this whole process a lot easier. But, yeah, I just wanted to give an update. This audio file is, almost 35 hours long. Yeah, it's almost 35 hours long. And if you're wondering why, it's because it's around 13 megs, and the KCS was designed in 1975 when, you know, most programs weren't, you know, probably, you know, over a megabyte, if that, in size. So yeah, and this is running at 1200 baud. It's actually a very similar concept to how dial-up modems work, and actually basically the same concept as how information stored on audio tape works, because yeah, essentially audio tape is this. There are actually home computers that use the Kansas City standard to store data. But so yeah, once this finishes recording, and I don't know why the interface is like that. The interface on this is not very good. I really only use this because it would fit on a floppy disk. But yeah, once this finishes, once, you know, 34 hours have elapsed or whatever, it's like 34 hours, 40 minutes, then I will be able to use the same program that I used to encode the data to decode it, which will be pretty neat. So yeah, I will be back when this finishes, either because it errors out or because it actually works. So the KCS audio thing didn't work out quite as I expected. So I'm just going to resort to buying a parallel cable, because I think that would be much easier. Anyway, I'm going to end this video off pretty soon, but first I wanted to just take a look at the extent of the damage on this hinge. And I have some of the broken pieces. I was given them in a plastic bag with the laptop itself. But yeah. I'll work more on getting all the tape off later, but essentially just positioning that like that. I'm not entirely sure the best way to go about, you know, like actually repairing this, but I imagine one of the things I'll definitely need to do is maybe get some 3D printed, maybe get like a 3D printed support for this part, because right now as you can see, it's just sort of, you know, flapping loose like that, and that's part of the LCD. And if I close this, yeah, you can see it doesn't quite line up correctly always, and yeah, I'm not sure what exactly happened to this laptop, but there are some cracks in some other places as well. But anyway, so yeah, that's it for this part. In the next part, I will be you know, repairing. I'll be, you know, at least transferring data, if not also getting repair parts to repair the lid. So anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this rather chaotic video. And yeah, I'll see you next time.